Hello, so this is going to be another replay analysis for the team that I'm trying out for, Reverse Heaven. It looks like they got their draft this time around. I got the Coddle first pick and Legion Commander as well. This was banned out by High Ground in the last game, so let's see how they execute with it. Signify has a pretty cancerous draft right now. Lich, Nature's Prophet, laning stage winner here. And they got the Monkey King as well, and he does 1v1 pretty fine against the Legion Commander. They get the Tinker last pick, so this is their comfort. Have Silencer as well, so they're looking to just go in ham with this dual global silence it up, give themselves numbers advantage, and then Tinker cleans up the fight. Sven will dish out a ton of damage as well. They don't have the best kiting potential here on Signify, so they really have to rely on playing the perfect laning stage. After just watching the last replay, it didn't look like Reverse Heaven were really that strong in the laning stage. They didn't prioritize what I expected them to. Let's see how they do in this game here. So with the Coddle, I expect the Coddle to actually start with the Legion to give him a hard time. But I think that Signify will read this, and they're sending the Monkey King top, so they'll actually do a dual lane per se with the Lich and the Monkey King, and then Earthshaker can, or Earth Spirit can come in as well. We'll actually see how things play out, as Nature's Prophet actually didn't go to a lane yet, and he isn't going for boots, so this is weird. I don't know what's gonna happen. I think they're sending Nature's Prophet bottom. They had to. It's probably what's going to happen. I think Legion Coddle is still strong. The problem is with Lich Monkey, they'll win this lane against Silencer Sven eventually. And they also got out and blocked the small camp. Like, did they not secure a safe lane again? Let's see what happened. Yeah, so he bought another Clarity instead of a TP. And that hurts them because Lich got out and warded here. And now the small camp will be blocked. So like at this point, there's no way they're winning this lane anymore with the small camp being blocked. The Silencer needs to be able to use this early on to mitigate the experience advantage that Lich gives. So at this point, Lich is just gonna eat the first range creep. They can play like the first few waves slow. Sven Silencer doesn't have insane kill potential onto like either Lich or the Monkey King. Even with the Coddle here, and Coddle will move his way up. And they're kind of baiting here, sending a Nature's Prophet chance, making them think that Nature's Prophet is still going to be in this lane or something. But that's not the case. It will be Monkey King Lich. The thing is, Nature's Prophet doesn't match up the best against Legion Commander, but he doesn't match up that well against this tri-lane either. So, level 1, Monkey King Lich will get zoned. They're going to get attacked. They're going to get hurt. So things working out fine, but they actually block both camps. Yeah, so the play not to go out and secure their safe lane again will hurt them incredibly in this game, because they need to have these camps. There's no way they win this lane with having these camps, and the fact that they're both blocked, no one has a sentry either. This just straight up lose them the early game, and this is a big problem because Signify, their draft is guaranteed to be able to take an early game advantage and snowball it very hard. And Tinker is a slow hero, Sven is a slow hero, and then again they're putting themselves in a position where Legion Commander is the only hero that can get things done on the map, and she needs a Blink Dagger to do that, unlike the Clockwork in the last game. So they're putting themselves in a very bad position already, even though it doesn't look like much. It's 1 minute in the game. I'm going to continue to watch this at 1x speed to cover the map entirely. I mean, Coddle quickly realizes that he can't do anything top with like the camps blocked, so he will go bottom. But at this point, like Nature's Prophet already got level 2. He has Aura Venom. This is really smart. Actually, I like this item build. The boots don't do much to him. Having, I mean, more stats while from last hit against the Legion gives him the damage advantage.
A fool's first lesson is his last.
And with the top lane being how it is, mid is under pressure because no one is supporting mid here. I think this is a problem with having Coddle and Silencer supports, is they either just leave Sven here and have him like just sack the His actually they can't even do that because he'll die or he'll get zoned super hard without a support here. So mid is just going to be boned because of how because of their draft. If the ganks come in and connect, which they do, and Tinker feeds first blood, they will get a kill there onto Nature's Prophet. That's real good. Again, I expected these two heroes to be here, but they probably expected to be against a Lich, which I think in that matchup they'll be strong. I mean, I think there's a huge potential to actually swap the lanes here. Right after they realize their safe lane is bone like this, and send Sven bottom, or send Sven bottom from the start, so that they can TP rotate. Because I think they want, I don't know if they want, but like in my opinion, like the Sven should be against Nature's Prophet no matter what. Like, even though Legion isn't that good, the thing is Legion and Kato can do so much more to the Monkey Lich. Like, sure, they can shut out the Nature's Prophet, but like he doesn't care too much. Like, Monkey King is a problem if he's able to farm, and he's just pretty much free farming. Not actually though. He will be though soon, as has a level advantage, and now like the Lich can even just go for ice armor, which he did. Yeah, and now there's no way this Sven can trade at all, and Monkey King will have a free lane. And then Silencer can't pull. This is a huge problem. Can't pull anywhere. Like, he doesn't really have anything to do now. He's just in a super bad position, and at this point, like, Sven would just be happier just being bottom and actually being able to farm, because at this point, like, Monkey King will definitely give him yeah, alright. So they do make this swap. This is smart, because there's actually nothing for him to accomplish in this top lane. This is really bad. But I think he should have been bottom from the start, and this all goes down to the early game because they didn't know what Signify's lanes were. They didn't have someone TP out and ward, at least like have their smoke break on each other. Like, for example, if they see the Lich here and he's like placing wards here, they can probably predict that there's going to be a Monkey King here, or they're going to do like an aggro duel lane, aggro tri lane, and then they can just have Sven run all the way bottom, and then he'll have a TP, and then they can swap. And they need to play musical lanes. It's really important in this patch to be able to set up your lane matchups in a way that will favor you, because the problem is if you have bad lane matchups, you're going to lose the early game advantage. And then if the enemy team have the right heroes, which in this game they got Lina, they got Nature's Prophet, these heroes are going to take your tower. Monkey King could even take your tower once he gets like Aquila up, and he's just super hard to kill, so he can slowly just take down the tower by being unkillable, right? He's just really super hard to kill. Has the Aquila slowly pressuring the tower. If you go on him, like, he has the supports backing him up, his ice armor, and he'll kill you, and then he'll take your tower. And because those early game decisions weren't made, movements, it's incredibly valuable to be able to do that. And it takes a lot of time playing in higher level Dota, where every little thing matters, to realize that. But Tinker goes down again to the Earth Spirit gank. Again, this is going to be Tinker's game. Like, no hero can really save him from this. Like, it's really up to him to try to survive this lane. And they will send the Caudal and the Legion top. At this point, it's like a little bit too late. If they send the Caudal right away, he can get like a lot of pulls off. They can mitigate the experience disadvantage that they'll have from playing against Lich, and then definitely can make plays here. As Caudal, I mean, he provides a huge amount of nuke damage onto the Monkey King, and then they can combine that with the overwhelming odds. But at this point, like, Monkey King is level 3 with ice armor, so not that easy of a lane. They can still hold, because they just have a lot of nuking potential. So even if they can't match up against the Monkey King, they can pressure him by pushing the creep wave, and he'll be forced to just go back and last hit under his tower, and then they can go for pulls, but they can't because the camps are blocked. So that's really unfortunate. And I mean, Sven at this point, like, since Nature's Prophet already had a head start, he's not going to have that great of a time in the bottom lane here either. And he's hurting to get his form up. He's not doing that bad. Earth Spirit has a fun game because he can actually just do, like, he's not worried, right? He doesn't have to really be in bottom lane. There's not that much kill pressure onto the Nature's Prophet. He can go anywhere. Like, he can go bottom, maybe look for a kill with the Nature's Prophet, as they can take out the Silencer, potentially even the Sven, or he can look to go mid. Can't even show up top if he really wants to. Kato will ward out here, and there's an Aegis Prophet gank. The problem with this Tinker is like he's under so much pressure at this point. Like, not only is the Earth Spirit gonna comprehend, like they also have global TP on the Aegis Prophet, and then if they can take down early towers, this is really huge against heroes like Kato and Tinker that are progressively stronger at taking towers later on when they get their levels up. But if these towers fall early, they'll lose the map control before their heroes are strong enough to defend, whereas these towers would normally be very hard to kill. Everyone shows up here mid to try to take this fight. Kato, they already have a ward behind the tower goal. Aegis Prophet is a strong hero with all the venom, and they actually turn around and get all the kills here. That's really unfortunate. The Tinker, if he got here in time, he might have been able to get a counter kill or two, but instead they don't get anybody. That's just super unfortunate. And I think this is similar to the last game where just very early game decision making lost them every single lane, especially this top lane. I think there's a lot that can be changed about how they play the safe lane, how they play the early pregame, that will make a big difference if they want to play this type of playstyle. It seems like Reverse Heaven, like their drafts are geared towards the late game. They want to secure themselves a ability to defend towers with all their heroes pretty much, and play reactively more or less. Just from the two games that I've watched, and it's not working out. What happened top here? And let's just level 4 now. They come in with the Monkey King. He's powerful. They lose a Lich, but it's gonna get 2. It's gonna get 2. 2. And this is like worst case scenario to allow Monkey King to get to this point. Now he's so scary. The Sven has nothing. The Tinker has nothing. Honestly, you can just end the replay right here, because I mean, at this point, like this game is gonna be again like almost impossible to play. How it's gonna look is like Monkey King can just be anywhere on the map. Like he can be in the trees and just constantly like pressure out lanes, do his thing. Have like a support or two behind him, and he's like untouchable. What Kato does as a hero is all he does is like really farm. What Sven does as a hero is all he does is really farm. Like maybe he can get Mask of Madness Blink and start to look for some action, which is probably the best play he has at this point. Alina, or not Lina, Tinker, all he does is farm as well until he gets like his boots of travel and like Blink Dagger, and that's when he can like show up. But he's already so far behind as well. 3 deaths, no one can be in this top lane anymore. Tinker or Mikado tries, he just dies, and Nature's Prophet is global, so they have a global threat. They have a hero that can constantly pressure lanes, and they have a flash farmer that will just get super fat, and she can eventually be super mobile, whether it's building into like Yule's Blink or Shadow Blade or Bloodstone, whatever the Lina decides to go for. Like she's gonna have a super fast Bloodstone at this point. Her form isn't actually the best. I don't know the reasoning behind that. She has 3 kills, so I expect her to get like, I don't know, like 15-minute Bloodstone or something like that. Kills are just going to continue to happen. I expect Monkey King to just slowly take over this area and then take over mid, take over these 2 areas, and it's happening. Heroes are dying. There's no kill potential on Reverse Heaven at all with their draft. Like they have like no initiator again until the Legion Commander has Blink, but since they don't have farm and anybody, they're not going to be able to actually have any plays. So that's why I thought, I think the Sven should go for Mask of Madness Blink, but he's even having a problem getting the Mask of Madness. Monkey King is taking over the game. Lina is taking over the game. She's going for Bloodstone. She'll have it at 16 minutes, I guess. They're losing towers. Monkey King is running all over the place with support. And I'm just going to do a super fast mode. We're going to see all the towers die. We're going to see all the heroes die. Score is 24-3. We'll see some throws here and there, but like they're just so far behind and they don't really have playmakers. So like let's say they do get a kill here and there, like, it's not going to propel them into anything because they don't have the playmakers to provide them additional kills until the Blink Daggers come on. We do have Blinks now onto Sven. Yeah, he does go for Mask of Madness Blink straight into a BKB, but still this is just a huge disadvantage. And even then, seeing if I can go back and just farm the map, They get Roshan. It's BKB. There's Nina Super Farm. Get the pipe to deal with the Tinker. GG is played, or GG is called, and the game is over. Alright. I sped through the rest of that because there's actually not much to see, and I want to keep this shorter, and going through over this full 28-minute replay wouldn't really reveal much after a certain point, because at that point it was just such a big advantage. Like Monkey King, as I said, would just run everywhere, you just kill as much people as he can, and they'll just slowly lose more towers, lose more map control, and because all their heroes need so much farmer versus heaven, and they didn't get to a point because, like, for example, like with farming heroes like this, you need to be able to secure your early game in a way that you can get to a point where you slow the tempo of the game down, where enemy team cannot play aggressively because they'll always die, they cannot push towers, and then they're in a weird position where they just have to farm, and then at that point you're at the advantage as the team that has the better high ground defense and the better late game technically. But because like how the early game played out, I mean, they're just not going to be able to play how they want to play, and I think having the right early game decision making and having the right calls in the early game, especially pre-game before the horn starts, is incredibly important if they want to play like this. And we just hop into a Liquid replay right away and see how they play the early game, and it's gonna be night and day. And with these inexperienced players, I mean, they play a lot of pubs and they're not used to this, and I can already tell like a lot of work can be done to improve what is going on here. And it's gonna be the end of this replay analysis. Another one coming soon. I'm doing all three of the recent games. I think this is like in the CDEC league or something like that. But I'll see you guys in the next video, and the next video is a win, so we'll see this team perform well, what goes right for them. And that's gonna be it, and peace out.